Then you say you want to do another topic too.
We're live. Talk to him, Los.
Oh man, it's bright in here. Oh, was it this bright last time? It was this bright last time.
Nope.
Shit, man. Situation room. Oh no, it's too dark, right? That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, man, we in here. Dion Dupree is getting the technical aspect together. We're real technical around here.
Technical techniques.
Technotics.
It's kind of hard for me
Wow.
to be in these spaces.
Wow.
Because I be having such a huge demand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, right now we got a studio session going. I got some work being done on my ride. I'm getting massive text messages.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get through it, man. This is the situation room, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is?
The situation room.
Situation? So I need to change it?
I got to put some respect on it. Yeah, got to put some respect.
I need to change it?
Respect.
Because, yeah, well, do I need to change it or we good?
What? You called it the situation room?
Yeah. Clearly you didn't watch it. Hey, y'all gonna find out a little bit about Los 2 in this situation too. This dude is the most engaged, unaware motherfucker on the planet. Engaged, unaware. I've never seen nothing like that in my life. Where this dude can be in meetings, add input, like be totally involved. And don't know the date, don't know the time, don't know the location. Like, you know what I mean? So, thanks to all one of you who tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you share the live. Yeah, we are live, man. We are live right here at Grand Move Multimedia with Folkland LOS, man. This is your vibe, bro. So, you know, I'm just here for the ride. I'm here for the madness, bro. So, I don't know what you need. I don't know if I need to give you a shot of Perchecolin or what is that stuff?
It's been a tough week, man, because it was a tough road. It was a tough road this weekend.
Talk to us about it.
Went on the road, man, and it was fun. Always fun going on the road, and it was always good being with what I consider at this point my extended family.
Yes.
You know what I mean? NFL is showing Grandma so much love, and you know, they extend that love to every facet of our collective, man, and they always just receive us openly. But so that part was all gravy. We went down for an award show. I'm not sure, did our DJ win?
I don't know if T-Baby won. Shout out DJ T-Baby for the nomination for DJ of the Year at the Memphis Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah, Memphis Hip Hop Awards. We was performing. We did like 4 songs. It was real dope. Drama shut it down, and like you could tell that it was one of them things you could tell like if he was from Memphis, it would have been a little different. Yeah.
I kind of got the vibe because I don't know why y'all were back on like the media section and all that stuff there and on the side.
Yeah.
I was out. I was watching what was going on, and I kind of got the sense that Memphis is a little bit like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where everybody's kind of just chill and laid back in the space. Now I will say, I would be surprised if there was people who would organize a hip hop award show in this city and get that big of a turnout. Right. Because there was at least 500-600 people there. Sure. You know what I'm saying? There was like 300 in the line and outside.
They was about business and locked in too.
Yeah, they was all in. Yeah. But when it comes down to like turning up and all that stuff there, they was on some chill shit. And you know, Pittsburgh be on some chill shit for real.
A little too cool to move.
Yeah, Pittsburgh be on that too, man. So I kind of got the sense like that was it. Because it was like that for like almost every performer. Even the ones who was winning, you know what I mean? Because what happened was the winners would get called up and then they would perform. And everybody still was like, you know, chill. But you got to remember, like Memphis is like the home of like 8-Ball, MJG, and you know what I mean, like that old pimp mentality. You know what I'm saying? So,
cause I remember like last couple of years, Pooh Shiesty's promo run. He was the hottest thing in the world. Did not seem excited at all.
Yeah. It was just like that real laid back. You know what I mean? That real laid back. It was sort of like Folkland LOS. God damn, you from Memphis LOS? Let me find out.
Some Memphis cousins.
Yeah. So but it was super dope, man. Shout out Drama. Shout out the whole NFM team, man. They went down there and killed it. Sloop TV covered it. So we should be getting some real dope footage from, the behind the scenes from Sloop TV. One time for Sloop, I see you working, sis. I see you working. She told that woman, I'm a pimp, bitch.
She said that's
you ain't. I'm a pimp, bitch. She don't play no games, man. She'll put you in your place. Was you in the gas station when they turned up in the gas station?
No.
Put some respect on her name. Put some respect on Sloop's name. Don't do it. Don't do it. Y'all might have to check for life and grind mode to be able to catch her that. So, but yeah, man. So you just tired?
Yeah, just a little tired. I guess a little lagged because I had to go from that to the other grind, and it's just been a grind. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just been grinding it out, a little sleepy. I tried to catch a nap before I got here, to be honest, but it didn't work. So. We just gonna push through.
I ain't even gonna lie, you did soldier that joint out, man, because you drove all the way back, got back at like 2 a.m. Had some other running around once we got into town, and then you had to be right back at the other grind.
Right.
But so did I. So I just want to let it be known that, you know what I'm saying?
Misery is not a form of understanding. I want everybody to know that.
Make sure y'all check out the last episode. All right, make sure y'all go on YouTube and check out the last episode. For those of you who did not watch it last week, I'm going to let you know. He uses words from the Script Spelling Bee, all right, and from the Webster's Dictionary, like, and it's crazy. So can you define what you just said?
I said it wrong. I meant to say commisery is not a form of empathy. See, a lot of times people do is they'll be like...
okay, I'm not going to ask what's commisery. Go ahead. I'm going to figure it out through context clues. Y'all figure it out through context clues. They taught us that in like 2nd, 3rd grade. And I'm going to tell you, my 4th year in 3rd grade was my best. So I got it.
A lot of times people will do, they'll be like, man, my back killing me. They'll be like, yo, back. Shit, I've had back problems for 20 years.
Oh.
And you'll be like...
So you think because I piggybacked off of... Okay, so because... Now I'm going to say I think you think because you used the word. So by definition, the fact that I piggybacked off of your explanation of why you were tired and it's been a long week based off of this trip that we both were on. And I said, yeah, I had to do it too. That made me a commiserator.
You know, like, yeah, it was like you tried to cancel how I felt by commiserating. You was like, oh, but it's like you did it in good. It was like people do that with good intentions, but they don't realize it's like you not validating how I feel.
Oh my gosh, bro. Ooh. This is the reason why this show exists. This is the reason why we do this, because these are conversations like we have on the road. And Los came up with the idea. He's like, you know what, man, we just need to go ahead and record these conversations. People need to be able to understand, you a little differently and see you in a different light, blah, 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 or whatever. But I'm going to tell you, that was weak, bro. That was super weak.
How was that weak?
Because you said on some emotional, you didn't validate my emotions. And that brought back like memories, bro. I slept on the couch and on the floor and in cars behind not validating emotions.
But see, what happens is
I'm traumatized.
Because
show's over. We're done. No, I'm just playing.
Because I'm a strong Black African American man, I'm gonna take that feeling of not being validated and I'm gonna throw it to the back somewhere.
I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing with you. I wasn't saying that you're not justified in being tired.
But I'm just saying.
I got a bowl of red. I can't tell you what it is, but I got a bowl of red. So I get it. But okay. I got happy pills in my pocket somewhere.
The best way to do that is to be like,
fuck that. No, I'm not going to. Listen, now, this is that, what was that? Above the Rim? No, not Above the Rim. White Men Can't Jump. Remember that scene in White Men Can't Jump? When she was like, I want some water. I'm thirsty. And he was like, all right, cool, I'm going to get you some water. Yes, it is. That's how you acted. I, too, know what it feels like to be thirsty. That's what you wanted. You was just about to say that. You was just about to say
the best way to do that would be to be like, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're tired.
I too know what it feels like to be tired, Los. Yeah. That's what he wanted. Just like what was the Latino? What was that Rosie Perez? Just like Rosie Perez and White Men Can't Jump when they was laying in the bed and he put the money in between her legs and she said, I'm thirsty. And he said, okay, I'm gonna get you something to drink. And she was like, no, stupid. No, stupid. You were supposed to validate my feelings. You were supposed to say, I too know what it feels like to be thirsty. You just said that.
If I say I'm thirsty, please give me something to drink.
Nope.
But if I say I'm tired and you say, nigga, tired, you don't know what tired is. Let me tell you about tired. I had to go, you know what I mean?
But I didn't do that.
It's just like, but that's...
All right, welcome to the Situation Room, man. We are here, and this is what it is. We just been getting into situations, man. You know, this guy has his train of thought, and I have my freaking, what's them trains in Europe? Trans-Euro Express thoughts.
Right.
All right, man. So what we discussing this week, man?
So man, the first thing we wanted to do is just kind of talk about like some of the misconceptions maybe of Dion Dupree. You know what I mean? And I think that's important because as Dion goes, so does Grimo. You know what I mean? And so I think that it's important for people to have a better understanding of you and why you're in this business so that they can understand what they're seeing as they see the business progress. You
know what? I do have to say, like, that's been brought up a lot of times. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you do? Yeah. What do you do? You know, my mom, she, you know, gets people asking, so what does Dion do? She's like, I don't know. Like, it is very, like, I'm very hands-on and very involved, but that's because I'm passionate. So yeah, my first question is... Oh, you got questions?
Yeah, I got 10 questions.
Okay.
So my first question, and this is just, like I said, we're trying to get into the mind behind the grind.
The mind behind the grind. There's no hair, so it's straight there.
Where did Grimo come from? Grimo as like the name Grimo. How did that come to be?
So the name Grimo came from my many sleepless nights when I was trying to figure out how to elevate my situation. So at that particular time, I was working like 2 full-time jobs and 2 part-time jobs, and I owned a house. And, you know, I was pretty much maxed out at my job. Like, I was at my ceiling. Mm-hmm. And the thought of, like, going back to school, to pay all that money to go back to school to get my degree, to make another $10,000 or $15,000 and be maxed out at the next level up just wasn't, you know what I mean, just wasn't feasible. And I've always had, like, an entrepreneurial spirit. I always had, like, the desire of starting my own business. And music I love, you know what I mean? I've loved music since a kid. Yeah. You could tap into my mom and sister and hear the stories about how I used to run around the crib with the Sony Walkman, with the foam headphones. So yeah, the name actually came from just like the concept of what it takes to be successul. Mm-hmm. You know, the mindset and...
before we go any further, were there other names? Or did that just like, was that such a part of your identity that there couldn't have been another?
I can't even say if there was like other names that I was going to go with. Mm-hmm. I think that once I said Grimo, that was it. You know what I mean? It was like, dang, that's it. That's everything. That defines, you know, the whole 9. It defines the mentality. It defines the work ethic. It defines the dedication and the commitment that it takes across the board, right? Mm-hmm. So even though we're in music entertainment, or I'm in music entertainment, like the name applies to whether or not you're in school. You know what I'm saying? If you're in school and you're trying to, you know, make the best grades you can, you got to be in Grimo. You got to be dedicated. You got to be committed. Mm-hmm. You got to have the right attitude and mentality to tackle the task at hand. Mm-hmm. Single parent, you know, married, like regardless of what it is that you're involved in that takes commitment to reach the end goal, you got to get in grind mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have it in your head, and it got to be followed by, you know, work. And so the name basically came from, you know, me already being there. You know what I'm saying? Working 2 full-time jobs and a part-time job. Literally leaving out the house on a Sunday and not returning. until a Wednesday or Thursday, and literally being like within a 10-mile radius of my house. But that was the responsibilities that I decided to take on to be able to provide for my family. And I was in grind mode at that time, you know what I mean? Because I was dedicated to providing. I was dedicated to making sure that I was able to give my kids opportunities that I ain't gonna say I didn't have an opportunity to, but my circumstances as a kid was way different than the ones I provided for my children.
I feel like every man worth their soul. That's kind of like they plan, right? Like, even no matter what your circumstance was, it's like you just want to do a little step higher for your kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So that's where the name came from, man. It was just like I was just laying in bed, and I said, I'm gonna go ahead and come up with this business because before I actually started the company, I was managing Nick Nice and running Nick Nice Productions. He appointed me the president of Nick Nice Productions, so that's how I got restarted into the business. You know what I mean? And so from there, it was like, if I'm gonna be handling people's business, I need to make sure I'm on point. And from just being out and throwing in events and Nick being booked all over the place, of course artists started coming up like, you need to manage me, and I can't say that I knew anything about management at that time, technically, but I was formally doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, all right, well, let me make this official. Let me go ahead and get my company started. Because I'm handling business for people, so I need to have business accounts. I need to have, business on point. So we went and got started.
So you doing all this business, but what do you do? Like, what you be doing? Why you so busy? Why you ain't got time for shit? Like, what you be doing?
So it kind of just goes back to what you were saying in regards to just like, when it comes down to it, I just put feet to the ground. So the company evolved in so many different aspects quickly. You know what I'm saying? So I went from, getting Nick booked for events and booking his weddings and private sector events. And whenever people was bringing in, promoters were bringing in parties, you know what I mean, or acts or whatever, I would be the first point of contact with the reps or with the booking agents. So, just getting all that stuff together. And then from there, I met Domingo, and then Domingo, we're working with Joey. He realized that, I had a tremendous skill set for the business. And so he provided opportunities. And so I can't say that I was prepared for those opportunities when he provided it. But at the same time, I felt like I could get myself prepared. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the distribution side came through, because he piggybacked the deal for our distribution with Ingrooves, you know what I mean, through Universal. And then he mentored me a lot through, that process. And then working with Booney, Booney did a deal with Penalty Entertainment that was run by Neil, which was a good friend of Domingo. And so working with them hands-on, getting 100% real experience, contacts, resources on how to properly market, promote, distribute music. You know what I mean? Like, we literally did that for damn near a year. And we're talking calls 2-3 times a week, traveling back and forth to New York, setting up emails and just being told, like, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. All right, get prepared for this call because we're going to talk to this person, and this is what you need to be able to say. Understanding the importance of the nuances and the language and the rhetoric that you have to use. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot more than just, running beside somebody and taking pictures of them and saying I'm their manager or, making a phone call or something like that. Like, it was way, way, way deeper than that. And when I got that experience, it was just like, super dope. And then from there, Nick was like, Domingo was like, hey, y'all got a radio station? I was like, yeah, we got a radio station. And, boom, boom, boom. He was like, look, man, the future in music is going to be everything online. You know what I mean? And this is when, their streaming services and all, Spotify and all that was just starting to, make its peak. And he was just like, yo, develop an online station. Think of a name, get the website, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the future. Like, and if you look at like Pandora and XM, them is like two of the biggest online stations, Music Choice, you know what I mean? The biggest online stations, there are, but they're satellite based. So he was like, web based is next because, traditional, FM stations are, they're always going to have their place, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to like you speak on like the newer generation. What are y'all called? Millennials? Yeah. So how millennials like everything quick and easy. You know what I'm saying? And when you're tapped in, you don't necessarily want to tap out. So if you're listening to your favorite radio station and then you're headed to another city, as soon as you get outside that tower, it's gone. And you got to try to find, the next one. But, with online, you can just keep that joint running. Yeah. So the radio situation presented itself. And I had no experience with radio. I had no desire to be in radio. Yet I seen the opportunity. You dig what I'm saying? So, somebody a while ago, my man KB, shout out DJ KB, somebody had asked him, what's something, what is it about Dion? And he said he's an opportunist. And I took offense to it a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm like, an opportunist? Like I say opportunist as a negative thing. You know what I'm saying? But what he meant was, if he sees an opportunity, he's going to take advantage of it. And in that opportunity, a lot of the opportunities are for other people. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I had no desire in being in radio. I had no desire of having nothing that we have in place now. But because I saw the void for you all as creatives, and I was being...
You gotta slow down, man. I got questions you answering before I can answer.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I could go, especially when I'm going off a bull.
Alright, so before I get into the next question, I came up with one while you were talking, and that one is... So Folkland LOS life in grind mode just goes crazy. You know what I mean? Everything's rocking. We making it happen. And then at some point, it's successful and you end up on Oprah's couch like, Dion, we want to talk to you. We want to, see what makes you tick. Like when they got your name, like on the little graphic underneath your image. What do you want those titles to say? What would you want that to say? You got 3.
Entrepreneur, innovator, and mentor.
Okay, I like that. So because I feel like it's important to put that out there, so people can have like a baseline of like, you know what I mean, like how it is you make decisions. You know what I mean? Because I'd imagine that you're going to be drawing it from those 3 bags. As opportunities to present themselves, a challenge and present themselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there definitely be challenges with that as well. But yeah, that's actually what I have on my description in my bio, on Facebook and some of my other social platforms is, I believe that what I'm doing is kind of groundbreaking. It's not that it hasn't been done before. It just hasn't been done for the population that I'm doing it for, right?
So that takes me to my next question. Why Pittsburgh? Why would you bring such an innovative idea to Pittsburgh? Or keep it in Pittsburgh.
On top of it being like my hometown, it's a huge void here. And so I feel like, there's a lot of people that run around talking about, oh, we don't have opportunities. Oh, we don't have this. We don't have that. People, get on and move to other cities and stuff like that, which I can completely understand because there's way bigger business in LA and Atlanta and New York than it is here. So I felt like it was important to have that infrastructure here. It was important to have, that foundation here and also be a person who was willing to share the knowledge because, as you know from experience, there's a lot of people, gatekeepers that hoard the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and isn't willing to share it and kind of drag you through the dirt to be able to get it. And I just felt like, I didn't want to do that, and I didn't want other people to experience that. So I just feel like, the city is rich in talent and very, very low in knowledge. Ignorance is high here in a sense of a lack of desire for the knowledge too, because I know there's a lot of people who try to put information out there and try to put together opportunities for people to learn, but they just don't take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm a little stubborn and a little asshole-ish. So I get to my point where it's like, I don't care if you ain't come this time, I'm going to do it again. I don't care if you ain't come this time, I'm going to do it again. Because I know what I'm doing is right. You know what I'm saying?
So you decided to keep, keep the pressure on Pittsburgh, or I don't even know if I'm saying it right. You decided to just try to build in Pittsburgh. But there's so many different artists. Like there's artists with exposure. Like me, I can speak for myself. I know that I have minimal exposure at this point in my career. What would motivate you to work with an artist with minimal exposure?
Belief in them. I feel like, you know, I'm a fan of the art. I'm a fan of the culture. And I feel like there's way too many people who marginalize what you're capable of doing based off of, you know, those metrics. Oh, he doesn't have a fan base. You know, oh, he's not selling records, or, you know what I mean, the music isn't good, or whatever the case may be. So it's like the music industry in itself is already designed to take the elite of the elite and leave everybody else to figure it out. And so understanding, again, that void, I feel like, okay, so I know what it is that they're looking for, right? And the same thing that they're looking for is the very thing you need to be able to sustain a career. You don't need 1 million fans, you know what I mean? But you need at least 1,000 or 1,500, you know, solid fans to make it easy, $40,000, $50,000 a year. Right. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. And so, you know, I just felt like, you know, being the voice of the voiceless was really important to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's very challenging because, you know, the reality is people don't pay attention. You know, people don't care until you get to a certain space. And that's just how our culture is. We you know, if you're not on a status, then most people aren't paying attention to you. But then you see those glimmers of hope of people who do have that support and do have you know, that network of individuals who support them, but they just need that guidance and direction on how to expand on that. And so I just feel it like I feel it's very important to be able to give people that opportunity without the BS. You know, there's a lot of people that, you know, do showcases and come up with, you know, we're going to give away X amount of dollars, but we're going to charge you an astronomical fee to participate in this. And I've had the liberty of working on various sides of the business, so I understand on the promoter side, you know what I mean, their costs and how that is that they have to recoup costs. So I completely get it. However, I also feel like, you know, you just have to be willing to walk in the mud. You know what I mean? You have to be willing to get dirty. And I believe in people. So when I see somebody that's passionate like yourself that may not have the audience, then it's like, yo, don't let that passion die. Let's put that passion towards building that audience. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, there's some people who think differently, you know, in that regard. They want to see you have everything in place before they even pay attention to you. And I'm just different.
So, are you a label? Is Grind Mode a label?
No, Grind Mode is not a record label. Okay. We do not take ownership over any masters. We do not allocate budgets for artists. What we are is a resource center. We provide the resources that any artist of any genre need to be able to grow their fan base. You know, work on their branding, work on their imaging, you know, provide opportunities to get exposure in other markets and stuff like that. So no, we are not a record label. We are a work for hire. I don't do contracts. I don't put people under contracts. I do work agreements. We agree to provide this work for this budget on a monthly basis. If you're able to pay, cool. If you're not, no hard feelings. We're not, you know, holding you liable for, you know, years of stuff and, you know, you owe us a gang of money. It's real simple. And I came up with that model because, again, just understanding the nature of the business is very murky. You know what I'm saying? It's very, it's very non-transparent. And a lot of artists, you know, find themselves in like Meek Mill's situation where it's like, I've been in this for X amount of years and I haven't received this. And I wonder why. And then you go back to the contracts and it's like, yeah, you weren't going to receive this. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I don't want to be in those positions. I don't really want to hire extra accountants to break down what 20% of this is or 30% of this is. Just pay up front. We work. If you're not satisfied or you come up with a hardship, no hard, no foul. We'll keep it pushing.
So, okay, you chewed up like 3 of my questions with that, but it's all good.
Ask them. There might be different answers.
All right. So you're not a label, but you do work with labels, right?
Yes, we do have label partnerships with Universal and Grooves. We have label partnerships with Sony through the Orchard, through HuMag. And I have a few label contacts that, you know, if somebody had the desire of being signed to a label and they had the body of work to justify it, you know, we could set up the meeting and sit down. One of the reasons why I don't do that as frequently as I could is because I understand what they're looking for. And if it's not in place, then there's no sense in doing it. Some people need to hear it. So we'll go ahead and do it, and they'll say exactly what I said was going to happen. But you got to put in the work. And whether that work is just like in a lab creating or that work is in the streets building, they want to know that they got something, that they can make money off of. And they want to know that you're somebody that they can make money off of.
Right.
And if those things aren't in place, then there ain't really no sense in, sitting down with a label. But the relationships do exist, and it is possible.
All right. So you do have distribution, and you offer that distribution. But to get to access it, you basically provide services. You have services. You have subscription-based services, right?
Right.
And so can you kind of break down how those services work?
So the subscription-based services, our low-cost membership plans, are really designed to establish trust and build rapport with clients because, as you know, you sat in the meetings where, they're going over budgets and they're looking at $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 just to get the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? And working with artists and people and people of our culture, trust is a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and especially when you're dealing with money. So the low-cost membership plans are in place to provide some of the services that we can, but it's more designed to build the trust and rapport so that when bigger opportunities come up, you're dealing with somebody with integrity, you're dealing with somebody with credential and status that's going to be able to get things done. But the most important thing is integrity. We ain't going to take your shit and run off like some of y'all lying ass people be out there telling folks, I'm going to check you one of these days. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Why would I pay you in advance to do work you ain't done yet?
I've done it. I totally disagree that I haven't done the work. The body of work speaks for itself through the track record of the individuals that I've worked with.
But you ain't do it for me, though. Why would I give you money up front?
You don't have to. You go figure it out. It's just that simple.
Saying you're paying, they're paying because you figured it out already.
No, I ain't saying I figured out everything, but
you figured out what they trying to know.
I figured out I know what they need. 100%. Fact, I know what they need. And everybody is different. So, we got to, that's why we, set up meetings and things of that nature to get into the specifics. But when it comes down to my standard and what makes my value what it is, I'm not really trying to prove that to nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's in the quality of work that we do with the people who trust us to do it. And if you decide why I'm going to go and give you this, to do this, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Right. And
a lot of those individuals that make that choice be 15 years in the same space. And here it is, I got cats that just been with us for a couple months, doing all the stuff they wish they could. And then they pick up the phone and be like, yo, bro, how can I get on that? Could have been you.
Could have been me. Rolling around in the NFMG. But,
that's hard. I should do that. I hear it.
So, I mean, if you're an artist and you decide, okay, I like what I hear so far, let me go check out the services. These services, I'm picking out some of these services and I see there are some things that maybe y'all can help me with that I can't help myself with, but how do you set the price? Like, you're telling me I gotta pay this, but why is that price that way?
The prices are based off of the individuals that we have to work with in order to execute. And then the labor that goes into actually executing it. You know what I'm saying? So, there's different people that's in different positions, and it's their job. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, okay, so I'll give you a little breakdown. If I'm a promoter and I paid $1,500 to rent out the venue, I paid $800 for security, I paid $90 to get the graphics done, I paid $200 to get flyers, I'm paying a street team, $200 to pass out the word, for this event. I'm paying for social media promotion. I'm paying for a host to host the event. I'm paying for the DJ. Those are like 8 different lanes that came out of my pocket before the door even opened, right? And here you come saying, oh, shoot, I hear that you're bringing, and then paying for the talent. You know what I mean? Whoever that talent is that's coming in, right? Here you come saying, oh, man, I'm the hottest thing in the city. I need to be on that stage. I need to open up for them. All right? It's just simple mathematics. I make my money back based off of the people who come through this door. Who's coming through this door that's going to pay that ticket price to be able to see you that justifies you being on this stage? You dig what I'm saying? And so when artists kind of get into the mindset of I should be able to perform because I'm a rapper and I'm hot or whatever, or I'm a singer and I'm dope or whatever the case may be, but they don't have the audience to support that. People who are in business and take it from a business perspective, really, that don't make no difference. What makes the difference is the heads that come through that door. Because I'm already out of pocket 9 elements. I'm out of pocket 9 elements before the doors even open. How do I recoup that money? You know what I'm saying? How do I recoup that money? I gotta get the word out to the people that's gonna come into this building. So when artists, you know, when promoters say, hey, I got a performance slot and it's gonna cost this amount of money for you to perform, that's covering for the people that's not coming for you. Because now I'm putting you in front of an audience that you otherwise wouldn't have.
Right. So I looked at the prices. They cool, I guess. Like once I get my check once I get my income tax, I should have a couple thousand to fuck with you. But like, why would I pay you if I could just go and just make that connection myself? Like,
you could.
I'm gonna give you the money. Why?
You could. Now, I see those type of questions aren't the questions that I'm not selling nothing. I'm not convincing you of anything, right? So if you feel like you have options, I tell people anyway, before you do any business with her, explore your options, looking to see what's out there. Some things you could do yourself, some things you can't. Some people you can reach out to and they'll do business with you. Some people you reach out to, they're going to scam the shit out of you. Some people you reach out to, they ain't going to reply. You dig what I'm saying? So I serve as a safeguard to that process. So the people in my network that I do business with, they know that I'm serious about what I do. I know that they're serious about what they do. That's why they're in the network. You know what I mean? That's why there are resources that I could call and tap into. If I want to go do some shit through Atlanta, I know exactly who to talk to, exactly who to pay. That's going to make sure everything moves seamless through Atlanta.
Do you mind? Because there was a story like that, wasn't there? Something happened. Was it A3C?
No, that was South by Southwest.
You want to run that down?
So South by Southwest, we had my man. He had paid for his family to perform in South by Southwest, and it got shut down because of the coronavirus, right? So everybody that was involved in it took L's. Anybody who knows contracts and knows agreements and stuff like that, in the event of a catastrophic event, it voids the contract.
Because of the pandemic.
Right. So the pandemic was considered a catastrophic event. Right. So under those circumstances, the clubs, nobody is responsible for giving refunds because this was a situation that happened beyond any of their control. Everybody takes the L. All right. So the people that we did the business with basically told us, like, okay, the next time we do something, I got your peoples. And we maintained that relationship over the course of the 2 years that it took for South by Southwest to come back up. And I think it's next weekend or the weekend after that. But they're not doing an event. So when I talked to him to see what was going on, he said, hey, they contacted me. They told me I got my dates, but they let me know too late for me to put anything together. So what I'm going to do is I could give your people some other opportunities. Or when we go to plan for next year, I can have them in for next year. You dig what I'm saying? That's relationships. That makes the biggest difference into, you know, what goes on and how things happen, because people know, like, I have a standard or I'm not going to deal with you.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? You're not running off on us. It's just not happening.
And if it's Folkland LOS, and I'm just using myself as an example, but if it's Folkland LOS doing that direct B2B business, I might not have that same rapport with the promoter. You know?
Right.
I I paid them, so I'm good business. You know what I mean? But because I don't have that line of communication to be like, hey, bro, let's negotiate a situation, they might not feel compelled to do that for me the same way because of the history that they got. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just, and I just feel like, a lot of artists, when they ask these questions, like, why would I pay for this, this, and that? It's just like, at the end of the day, it's so subjective. You just got to determine it's like being a manager is almost like being an artist. Like, my CD costs whatever it is because I put the stamp on it, and the value of my CD really is based off of whether or not you're going to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't buy it at that price, then the stamp is what it is. You know what I mean?
And again, it's just understanding business too, because even in the creation of that CD, you have hard costs.
Right.
You have numbers that you cannot get around. This is what it's going to cost to get this done.
Right.
Point blank, bottom line. Now, you have the choice of paying it or looking for somebody else that's willing to do the same for a different rate or value or whatever the case may be. But you get what you pay for. You dig what I'm saying? So, you got to take that into consideration. And I think a lot of people, again, who isn't aware of business, like real business, don't understand hard costs. You know what I mean? And when you look at what it takes to be able to make something happen, on top of what you feel your worth is for being in that position to make it happen, that's what you're ultimately paying for.
And I've come to the understanding, or just come like the what's it called, the acceptance that your artist is not a businessman, or not say not. I'm gonna say you shouldn't expect the artist to be a businessman.
In most situations, you're absolutely right. However, I do feel like the artist needs to be, in order to understand the business. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people get jammed up when it comes down to the art and the business, right? And so we look at this in multiple industries. We see athletes get into bad contracts because all they was just focused on was just being an athlete. But those who are business savvy and the athlete excel. You look at Kobe Bryant, you look at LeBron James, you look at Magic Johnson. You look at athletes who have been able to leverage, exactly, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. Like, there's just so many people, Peyton Manning. There's just so many people who have come into the business, understanding the business, knowing that this is just a period and an opportunity to set me up for a greater future. And so music is no different. And I feel like the artists do themselves a disservice by only focusing on the art and not taking time and advantage of the resources that's out there to learn the business as well. So, as you know from being around me, that's something that I consistently teach. I'm going to tell you, not only do we have to do this, but this is why we do this, and this is how we do this, and you could do it yourself, or I could do it for you. I would prefer you do it yourself so you can learn how to do it, because this is something that you're going to have to continually do throughout the process of your career. You dig what I'm saying?
And what I notice is a trend with artists, because it kind of happened to me too, like just based off of situations that I've been in. You don't become a businessman as an artist until you take your first couple L's. Then you start to think of, ooh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, that shit that I signed when I was 19, I should have read that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, but I think if you know yourself, like, I feel like understanding, knowledge yourself is key. If you know that you don't have business acumen, it kind of just behooves you to do research on the people that you're going to be doing business with.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, you gotta kind of prod and like, really do a vetting process of the people that you're going to be getting down with, especially if you're going to be giving them the lion's share of the responsibility of managing your career. You know what I mean?
Big facts.
But, so the next question is, how do you manage so many artists?
To be perfectly honest with you, I really don't manage a lot of artists. I only have a couple that I actually manage. Everybody else is more on the lines of like hire for service.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we provide the services that we need or that they need. For me, I just don't make any excuses. It gets challenging without a shadow of a doubt to deal with so many different, egos, attitudes, mentalities, situations, things that come up, so forth and so on. For those who get a chance to be around me personally, you see that I really don't have too much personal time. You see that I make myself available kind of all throughout the day, to the point somebody will call me at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when they got a bright idea. Mm-hmm. And, you know, if more than likely I'm up. And so, you know, we'll discuss that bright idea and I try to figure out how to implement it. One of the things that do make it possible for me to do what I do is that I do have a team of individuals that I can bounce resources off of, or if I do need, you know, an extended hand, I know who I can reach out to be able to assist in that process. And stuff like that. So I'm very thankful for the team. And again, the network, you know what I mean? It really was, the work for me was developing the relationships with the people that make things shake. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, once you come up to me with an idea, I already know where we need to go with it. It's just whenever you're ready to execute. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And so when you put that ball back in their court, a lot of times it gives you, you know, some time to address some other things or deal with some other people. Until they're ready to make that move. Yeah.
How do you, so my next question is, how do you manage the expectations of the artist you're working with?
I just keep it real. You know, I let people know off top from experience, what to expect. And I don't sell dreams and I don't sell unrealistic expectations. So if something is, okay, so you get an artist that want to be on the radio, right? I've sat in enough meetings. I've worked with enough people on radio to know the challenge that it takes to go from nobody knowing who the hell you are to being on the radio. One of the ways that you circumvent that is paying to get it on there. You know what I'm saying? Either you pay a DJ to put it on their mix show, or you get an ad through radio, and your song is in the ad. You know what I'm saying? Or you pay the radio promoters that's in position to walk records into the whatchamacallit, for indies. You know what I'm saying? For indies. So I understand the process, but I also know the work that it has to go, that needs to go in order for it to happen organically, to circumvent that process, right? So if you create a hot ass record, and then you run that record around, and you're in every club, you're with every DJ, you getting them to play that joint, you got the city buzzing, you got the, you know, people talking about it. Them folks is gonna call and ask, why ain't this song being played? They're gonna seek you out at that point. You dig what I'm saying? But you got people who try to shortcut the process. You got people who think their shit is hot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is the one, I'm telling you, blah, 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 blah. And this is what I tell artists too. This is my first beginning of keeping it real. My opinion doesn't matter. Right. It's the opinion of the audience that matters the most. I can think this shit's hot, or I can think it's trash. As long as they feel what it is, that's what matters. You know what I'm saying? And so when I sit down with artists and they go, yo, can you listen to my music and let me know what you think? I'll listen to it, but again, it really doesn't matter what I think. You know what I'm saying? Is it something I could work with? You know what I mean? Is it something that needs to be done better? Those are the things that I can evaluate. But whether or not a song is hot or not, that comes from the people. You dig what I'm saying? So if you get that flaming record, then you got people who gonna reach out to you. And it goes along the lines of what my brother Mike Carroll spoke on in regards to just really focusing on the content. Because you know we were on a podcast a couple years ago, and you know he spoke on in regards to a different route. And through his process, the people that he worked with, he just had them focus on the music. You know what I mean? Focus on the art. And the social media side of things. You know what I'm saying? What's the generation after you? Gen Z. Gen Zer. So they're a little more knowledgeable and understanding of like the impact of social media, and understanding like what lane you're in is really important too. You dig what I'm saying? So he's really dope at what he does because he understands what he needs to do to be able to be dope at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and just to kind of piggyback off you, like, you know, momentum is very important when you're an artist. Like, a lot of times, and I feel like every artist has suffered from this of, Dion, I'm telling you, this is the hottest record ever. Okay, let's work, right? And then you get that first wave, and everybody, there's all this excitement and gearing up behind it, there's all this anticipation, and then like this is like the levee that you got to kind of get over. And when the first wave comes, it goes, and they're like, oh, fuck it. Well, you know what, Dion, I got another record. You know what I mean? And it's just like, no, keep going.
Right.
You know, you gotta you gotta keep pushing that momentum until you get over that levy. You
right.
know what I mean? Like,
and a lot of people don't really understand that process, but it goes back to like that microwave, society mentality. Like a lot of people want what they want when they want it, and they got, I want it now and I want it quick. And there's just some things that you just can't put in the microwave. Some stuff you got to put in the oven. Some stuff you got to cook on the stove in order for it to be right. And so, there's different elements of music that is 100% like that. And yeah, I mean, momentum is everything. So you can't start the wave and then, fall off, because it's like you got to start it all over again. Right. Once people are paying attention, they're paying attention. And you want to feed them content, but that's where strategy comes in. That's where being strategic on how you get them that content comes in. And those are things that we work on. And there's not too many people that you're going to find on the level that I'm on that's willing to sit down and help you develop a strategy and actually walk you through the strategy and be as committed as you are to the process. But as soon as you stop, I really don't, you know what I mean? What am I to do? I try to keep it going, but they're going to ask, where you at? You dig what I'm saying?
For sure. So my little cousin was talking to my stepbrother, and he was talking to his homie in jail who had heard from the warden that heard from, I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, somebody said
that you be scamming artists, man. You wait, you tell them, you hype them up, you get the budget from them, and then you be running off on them. Why you be doing that?
If that was happening, bro, I wouldn't be able to walk through any hood in America, especially here in Pittsburgh, where I do, business with people at constantly, and not have no worries. There was definitely some misinformation put out there in regards to, me running off on some people from a different city or whatever the case may be. And what's crazy is the people that I did the business with that was in the hotel room with us are the same people that I talk to on a daily basis. Right. They're the same people that's right here that hasn't put $1 more into what it is that we were going to do. And the people that was around them fell off and didn't do what it is that they were supposed to do. But the people I did business with, the actual business with, is still right here. You know what I mean? And we're still doing business, and we're still connected, and we still work and all that stuff there. So, I'm not running off on a couple dollars. Just know and understand me. If I'm going to run off, I'm hitting a lick. It's going to make a difference. And I'm pretty sure y'all can't afford it if it's worth me running off on it. This little punk ass change, I ain't gonna call nobody's change punk ass, because I know money is hard to come by, and things of that nature. But for people that go out and spread those rumors, the crazy thing about it is they won't talk to me. You dig what I'm saying? They'll talk to you, and they'll talk to other people, and they'll go running their mouth, and they see me and be, oh, D, what's up, man? Or, hey, grandma, I see you doing your thing. Keep up the good work, and all that stuff there. And it's like, bruh, I know what you're up to. I know what you're doing. If I didn't have people like you talking me off the ledge, because you do got to understand, I'm from Homewood, right? So there is a level of I don't give a fuck that's in my blood. And there is a level of capital punishment that I believe in that's in my blood. And when I be ready to chin check somebody, it's y'all who talk me off the ledge. It ain't worth it. Or I become confrontational. It ain't worth it. So I got to look at the bigger picture. And so it's kind of funny that you mentioned that, because I was talking to my son about that, because he has a little friend in school, that's throwing him shade. And I told him, well, don't be the aggressor, because he's ready to whoop his ass. Don't be the aggressor and fight him. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? Elevate. Continue to make them hate on you. Continue to make them envy you. Continue to be great, because that's what it is they're intimidated by. So for all of you chumps that's running around talking crazy on my name, know and understand that I see all the stuff that y'all imitate. I hear all the noise that you talk, yet you emulate everything that I do. So I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to be your leader. Thank you for allowing me to be your leader and giving you inspiration and motivation to be like me.
Well, I will say, just from my testimony, and I guess why we even give a testimony, right? We should just say fuck it. But at the end of the day,
this is the situation room, so this is real rap raw. This is real talk, so don't talk in circles.
I've just seen the money that gets handled. I've seen the tens of thousands of dollars that go just like this in Dion's hand, from the consumer straight to the people that need to get paid, with no fugazi shit in the middle. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm looking at this like lesser men would have been big tempted to tell this nigga it costs $500 and pay this nigga $300. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I've seen way lesser men do, and for way less. You know what I mean? Like,
and don't get me wrong. The what's the word I'm looking for? The situations have been presented. People will tell me, "Oh man, I charge this, but whatever you put on it is on you."
Yeah.
And I tell them, if I'm working with if this is a client of mine, they're already compensating me. There's no need for me to, price gouge or take a couple extra dollars here and there. That's what integrity is, you know what I mean? And I carry that with high regards, because, like I tell everybody, I treat your dollar like it's my dollar. You know what I mean? I treat your 50 cent like it's my 50 cent. I'm not going to tell you to do anything that I wouldn't be willing to do if I was in your same shoes. You dig what I'm saying? So if this is what it costs, this is what it costs. If this is what they told me it's going to cost, that's what it is. You dig what I'm saying? My fee is already what it is based off of us having the initial meeting. You know what I mean? And either you're paying me or you're not. And if you can't, it's all good. We still gonna do what we can, or whatever the case may be, and keep it pushing. But to think that, an extra 50 here, extra 100 here, whatever, like, you know what I mean, it's nothing. Like, I just had a situation today where somebody wanted a grandma hat, right? I'm not upcharging a grandma hat. Like, I appreciate the support. Here's the person you need to talk to get it done. Whatever it is that they charge is what they charge. I'm not looking to get nothing from it, even though I could. It's my, it's my brand, or whatever the case may be. But I'm just not doing it. You know what I mean? So that's definitely 100% fact. Yes, I handle big budgets. I've been given, I've seen more money than a lot of you have seen from not in the streets.
I don't know if I want to. I've seen people use Dion's Cash App like it was their Cash App.
It still happens.
This is like, you can't. It's just hard. It's got hard for me to wrap my brain around some scamming ass dude that can be trusted on that level and come through on that level too. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get people who understand their own spending habits, who'll say, "Look here, man, I'm gonna give you, $100 every 2 weeks to put to the side for me. And then when I'm ready to do this, this, and this, I'll let you know." And literally, I put it up, and when they're ready to make the move, I call, handle the business, is done. I have enough of my own that I don't have to take from nobody else. That's kind of the way that I ain't gonna say I approach it, but it is what it is. I don't need to take from nobody else, because the Lord has blessed me. And I'm not about to block my blessings over a couple of dollars. Like, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, my Cash App definitely, my Cash App get hit, and it's like, yo, I just had so-and-so send you X amount of dollars. Hold on to that for me. Got you. Boom. It's to the good. And when they call for it, it's right there. Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah,
so I don't want to have too many more questions. I just kind of wanted to throw that scammer, because we all know you're a big time scammer out here. But
don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. No, but you know what? I think that, just going into, my little soapbox for a minute, because, it definitely hurts business. And I've been hit up by artists and say, "Oh, I'm ready to work with you." And then they go tell me, "Oh, I talked to so-and-so and he told me you were shady." All right, cool. I don't want to work with you. You're cool. Believe that I'm shady. But meanwhile, everybody that we working with is on their glow up. You dig what I'm saying? Graffiti Roo, people didn't necessarily know him in music 2 years ago. OT Cali, people didn't necessarily know him in music 2 years ago. But these is like names that's becoming staples in the city. You dig what I'm saying? You in Kentucky, you barely can't even walk down the street without people saying, "Oh shoot, Los is here." You dig what I'm saying? Drama all over the place. Like, and I don't take credit because y'all put in the work. You dig what I'm saying? It's a collaborative thing. And I'm not a clout chaser. And a lot of these people that's out here, talking that nonsense are clout chasing. Like, y'all trying to get next to celebrities and, calling me up when I'm bringing in people for events to try to, oh man, can I get my little interview? I want to be able to do. And you clout chase. Go ahead, you do what you do. Right. I make stars. I don't chase them. You dig what I'm saying? I'm making stars. I'm not chasing them. And I'm gonna allow y'all to have your lane, but it takes Los and Joanna and a couple other people to keep me from being on your ass. But just know and understand that I know the truth. Right. So when you walk up with me with your fake ass smile and, oh man, you're doing a great job and all that, just know that I know you're a fake ass cloud chaser. Just know that I understand that you are the one that's doing all the snake shit behind people's back or whatever the case may be. I know about the conversations people have with artists that I'm working with trying to pull them away. And like I tell the artists, if you want to work with whoever, this is a non-exclusive situation. If you got a team and we got a team, that's just a bigger team. So if you feel like this is a person that can add to the possibilities of a successful outcome, let's do it. But other people don't have that mentality. They want to be on some me, myself, and I stuff, and they want to cloud chase. So go ahead and chase the clouds, bro. Good clowns chase clouds.
So we got, at least a good 10 minutes, because I got to prepare a little bit for my next
one. Yeah.
But you want to go into, like, cloud chasing and just, like I guess, like, what's your definition of cloud chasing and, to be honest, before you go, let me just say this. I, as an artist, as somebody that has mountains to climb, many, many mountains to climb, I think that sometimes there is a blurred line between what you would consider trying to connect and network with people and then legit dick eating and clout chasing. Like there's like a thin line between there, and only very skilled, perceptive people can see that line and try their best not to habitually step over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that line has everything to do with what you have to bring to the table.
Oh, okay.
And what is the nature of the relationship you're going to have with this individual. I have a ton of celebrity contacts. I have a ton of like, movers and shakers that I have access to. But is it necessary for me to contact this person at this particular time?
Yeah.
Is it necessary, like when different people, okay, I'll give you a prime example. How many shows have we done with Big Boogie before Big Boogie came to Pittsburgh?
Like 4.
Okay.
Maybe 5.
All right. When we were where were we at? In Missouri, Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Where was Big Boogie at when we were in the hotel?
Oh, he was like right there with us.
Right there with us, right?
He was kicking and everything.
Everything. Kicking it. You'll see it in the episode of Life from Grandma, right? Right there. All right? Easily could have been on some, let me call the people up who's the promoters and let them know, hey, Big Boogie, my man, and da-da-da-da-da, and I need to come and get in VIP, and I need a guest list and all this. This is what people do. Yeah. This is what people do. Yeah. That to me is cloud chasing, because you have no business with the individual in that space. Yeah. All you're trying to do is get next to them so you can get a picture, so you can get some status, so you can say you did, or try to sell some bullshit that you try to sell. It's not business. And we had these conversations about me, and when it comes down to me taking pictures next to people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to take pictures next to celebrities if we're not doing business. You dig what I'm saying? We're not working collectively or whatever the case may be. I'm just not going to do it. Other people feel like, hey man, you should, or whatever the case may be. But no, I'm not. I'm going to appreciate the relationship, and when it's necessary to make a play, I'm going to do what's necessary. If we wanted to get a Boogie feature, it's nothing. I got the contact. You dig what I'm saying? It was just like an incident that, I ain't going to say an incident, but a little miscommunication that happened with Boosie, right? So Boosie came in town. They brought him in for a show, and little did people know that we had just had a show with him 2 weeks ago in Missouri, right? And so me and his manager was already cool, and the booking agent is my man. Right. You dig what I'm saying? I'm a partner in his company. Yeah. So when the opportunity presented him to be able to get the feature with O.T. Cali for the loyalty record, it wasn't nothing but a phone call to me. Yeah. But other people felt like, because I did this and this, then you should pay me this and this. Yeah. And it's like, bro, I didn't need you to execute it. Right. I already have the relationship.
And that goes with the gatekeeper shit.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's, You know, like, to be honest, man, I always harken back to the day I called you. And I had known you like 3 years before I called you. Mm-hmm. And I just harken back to the day I called you, like, bro, I see what y'all got going. And, I mean, I had somewhat of a reputation, I guess, by this point. But by all means, I was a dustball rapper. Like, and you could have been like, yeah, call my mans. And if I feel like my mans might call you back type shit. Nah, it's like, you literally made the time to, like, connect with me on a real ass person level. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and that's just shit. With the clout chasing shit, like, if you kind of just step out of yourself for a second and be real, you never know how real somebody might keep it with you. Right. You know what I mean? That's...
And yeah, it's about being real, because I won't even say humble. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people have this misconception of me because of the status and things of that nature, like I'm hard to get along with, or I'm gonna make you jump through hoops to be able to. And I've had my share of working with individuals like that, and I don't ever want to be that guy. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? So if you come to me and it's something that you need, I'm gonna work my ass off to try to provide it. It's gonna be, you know what I mean, what it is. Yeah. And that's kind of, how I operate. And I'm gonna continue to operate, good, bad, or indifferent, regardless of your opinion and what it is that you think I should be doing. And regardless of the crap shit you're gonna talk. Like, you can talk all the nonsense you want. But it's nonsense. And until you guys have the courage to, like, tell me to my face, you ain't shit to me.
And I like that piece that you said about just bringing stuff to the table. Like, man, you really don't gotta grovel if you know that you either willing to do anything. Yeah, I mean, like, when I say anything, like, you're willing to step outside yourself and see how you could be of service, or you come with something so valuable that is undeniable. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to beg and grovel on your knees when you willing to either put in the work, or you don't put in so much work, motherfuckers know what time it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
well, there it is, man. Thank you for the questions, and I appreciate you, definitely, wanting to clear up those things, and I appreciate the approach that you took on that, you know what I mean? Because definitely, I know you get it, because, we've already had conversations about people who've approached you. But, until they have the courage to say something to me, their words ain't shit. And that's just kind of where I'm going to leave it. And again, it's not, you don't have to work with me. I don't have nothing to prove. My proof is in the belief that I have in the people that I'm working with, and their belief that they have in me. And that's the reason why our situations, have been going on for years. Because this isn't an overnight thing. Like, we get into the real, like, there's no such thing as overnight celebrity unless you get some type of validation from somebody who's already on, and that's what they choose to do.
And it's like Jigga Man said, it's like, man, we make ourselves so easy to love, bro. Like, literally, this is a swinging door, bro.
You gotta love me.
You can walk right up in here.
Love me. And then it wasn't easy, but the time on the E-way.
I will say, if you're an artist, you gotta get used to Dion not knowing none of the words to your song.
I add my own version. I'm an artist myself. I add my own version. No, I do the butchering the records, man. But, I listen to them. I love them. And then, you know what I mean? I butcher everybody's lyrics, man. So, thanks for tapping in. Make sure y'all share the live. Check it out on YouTube. This will be up on YouTube momentarily, man. Make sure y'all share the video. And if anybody's interested in connecting with us, just email us info@grindmodemusic.com, or shoot me a DM or a message in Messenger, and I'll reach back out to you. All right, man. It's been a situation room, bro.
Yeah.
What you gonna do next week? You shot your load this week, bro.
Nah, I'm good, man.